Alright, guys. I made a couple videos about the weather, the storms that are happening in the Caribbean. Let's see what else. I made a video about headline news, all the things that are happening from the headlines that I thought were interesting. Let's see. They were talking about a lot of rattlesnakes. This is from another headline that I haven't covered yet. They're talking a lot about a lot of rattlesnakes happening in California, grasshoppers in the western part of the country, taking over. Because of the drought conditions, they're multiplying. Let's see what else. Yeah, the this topic that I'm about to talk right now is there's a couple of things that have been compounding and adding on, and I can feel it in my spirit. It's just like, what's happening? Okay, so I believe Miss Nevada, um for like the Miss Beauty pageant or whatever, happens to be a transgender man who got into a female beauty contest and won for the state of Nevada. Okay, so that was in the headlines. I was like, okay, that's weird. It usually doesn't happen. And then next, the NFL saying that it's gay, or that the NFL is gay, that it's representing gay and lesbian, is just celebrating gayness. And then what else? It's just like this feeling like a big wave of a push of like they're just kind of like cramming down gayness at you wherever you go. Like it's like, okay, I understand this, gay month, Pride month or whatever, and I'm like, okay, I don't mean bad to anybody, who is gay. I have plenty of family members who are gay, but that's between them and God and their decisions that they have in their life. Whatever they choose, that's them. What did they choose to have in their afterlife? Everybody has to make a decision whether they listen to God or they don't, and disobey and do whatever they want to do. That's their life. I have a news channel which, I don't usually talk about this kind of stuff on it, but it's just like the atmosphere. You can feel it in the atmosphere. As a Christian, it's like there's so much being pushed from that. It's like a spirit energy. It's kind of like, you know, this spirit is pushing, and you can feel it everywhere. It's like so many people commenting, this isn't right, about the Miss Nevada pageant holder or whatever. It's like, this isn't right. It's a woman pageant. Why is she in the pageant? And I was like, yeah, that's usually a woman pageant. It shouldn't have transgender people in it. Also, the spirit in the Olympics. The woman turning herself away from the American flag. I was like, wow, that's kind of bold. And also, all the things happening in the world, like not just the storms happening and COVID happening, and you can feel it in the air. I don't know what it is. It's like a stress. It's kind of like I saw a meme on Twitter that said people are celebrating the 4th of July, fireworks, but at the same time there's a feeling of fear and kind of like a feeling of worry in the back of people's minds. And my first thought was, yeah, everybody should be worrying and not fearing, but worrying about what's going to happen next, because nobody knows what's going to happen next, what God's going to do, and what could happen to this country and to the rest of the world. We're talking so much about power outages happening, about blackouts happening, in the CDC, talking about giving shots to kids in the schools. Parents were talking in the comment section of Twitter, saying that they weren't approving or agreeing with the schools now basically saying that if you accept your child into the school year, that means that you give consent for them to get the COVID shot. There's a lot of parents who don't want to get the COVID shot for themselves or their kids. and they're feeling upset that, well, in the comment section anyway, they're feeling upset that their kids would get a mandatory acceptance for the COVID shot without parental consent, meaning that just any kid 11 or older going to school would get, the school would just say, hey, you want the COVID shot, and the kid would get it without the parents knowing. And they were really upset about that. So there's so much going on, not just what happened with 2020 and the COVID illness or whatever, but like so many things compounding. Um, and it's just in the atmosphere. Like I feel it, as a Christian. It's like, yeah, there's so much happening. Also, some rights in Canada. They were saying, there was an article that I read, that supposedly they're not allowing, I believe, some people to get, like, for example, if they go to a church and they say that they're gay and that they would like to talk to the pastor or whatever, so they could not have sex at all, just so they could be celibate or whatever, and try to work through whatever they're going through, that it was going to be legal in Canada, or that they weren't allowed to talk to the pastor, and that they could get 2 years in jail if they even talked to somebody or mentioned about that. I was like, that's quite weird. Canada, usually Canada's quiet. Canada's more likable and positive and very loving and very, Canada has this demeanor of being good and positive. I was like, that's kind of, just like as a Christian, just thinking that's kind of something to keep an eye on about Canada. Also, there's so much going on with the weather. I keep making videos about it. The hurricane possibility there. People get prepared because we don't know exactly how severe the hurricane season is going to be, and we need to, have food, have water, have canned goods, have a first aid kit, so that in case something happens, just get the basics. Get prepared for hurricane season. And I don't usually do a lot of videos like this, just talking about what I think and what I feel as a Christian. But I just wanted to share this video. You could feel it in the air with all this, you know, gay pride and gay stuff being pushed. Like, I don't mind, you're gay, then that's your choice. But as a Christian, that's not what I, was raised with. I was raised with loving one another, respecting one another, and accepting what God says, So if God says that's not right, then, you have to talk with God, and decide what you're going to do with your life with that. But just pushing that on, on so many people, the pride stuff all over the place. I've been feeling it a lot lately. So I just wanted to share that in the video, I guess, and to see what you guys have to say about it. Alright, see you guys next time. God bless.